Assalamu alaikum student, welcome to Bhairav College online class. How are you? I think you are well by the grace of Almighty Allah. I'm also fine. I'm going to take a class on English first paper, Unit 8, Lesson 4. In the Unit 8, we can come to know about the human rights. You have known about human rights. Human rights are the basic needs that we need to fulfill, that the society and the government have to need to fulfill for running our life smoothly. And in lesson number 4, in the unit, we have come to know about the Declaration of the Human Rights in Unit 1, 2, 3, and after that in unit number in lesson 1, 2, 3, and in lesson 4 we have come to the lesson named Amerigo, a street child. Here we have got a name, Amerigo. Amerigo is a child who lives in the street, and we are going to read about the life of this little boy. In the book, first we have 3 pictures. These pictures are about the street children. We have seen the street children with the sacks to collecting trash, and like these pictures. And we are very familiar with this picture in our city life. In this particular lesson, we find the pathetic life of the hungry, shelterless child, Amerigo. Amerigo is a little boy. He is only 13 years old. His mother and father are separated. They separated and divorced. His mother married to another man, and his father also don't want him. He wants to go to his father, but sees no rays of hope. He makes a street as his home for this reason. There is no other alternative ways. He had to made his home or made his street as his home, and to survive he has to do a lot of difficult and dangerous work. At first we come to know that Amerigo collect trash, and after collecting trash he sell it to a vendor. The vendor give him some money, and with that money he tries to buy food, but always he cannot eat or buy the sufficient food he need. And after a serious infection he was for a great danger, and his doctor or the doctor forbid him not to stay near to the trash drum, or stay away from the trash drum. And after that he worked as a ice cream seller, and this selling was painful and difficult. In this job he only gets a shelter and something to eat. He don't get any money in return, because he had to roam with a heavy box of ice cream in the series. After that he is roaming for all day long, and he get no ice cream sale. So it is difficult for him to go through his life, and his street friends also love to do shoe shining and work in the factory. One of his friends work in the glass factory, and the child has a accident. After that accident, he lost one of his eyes, but the owner of the shop refused to pay for his medical help and fired him. This is very pathetic. But these small children or little kids don't have to do anything against this. But we have to come in help of them. And these street children don't get sufficient food and warm bed of home. But it's their human rights. Here we find the violation of human rights to children. The street children are not getting their human rights. This is the bitter reality of a street child. But the bitter reality of a street child is voiced throughout this passage. This is not a decent scenario for the modern civilization, and it is the drawback of the society. The society don't want this picture, but we have to bear this picture as we live in this society, and we have to help these children, and our society people and government have to help them and ensure their human rights. Human rights are violating here. And after reading this passage or go through this text, you can learn these things very understandably, and this passage is also very easy for you. Now, in your unit number 8, lesson number 4, you have got number 3, and this number 3 is answering question. You have to answer the following question. There are 8 questions here, and you have to answer this question for the next day. And also in the question number 4, there is a list or table. The table tells us Amerigo's life, my life, similarities, my life, dissimilarities, or there is a comparison between your life and Amerigo's life. এখানে একটা তুলনা করার জন্য টেবিল দেওয়া হয়েছে, যেখানে আমেরিগোর লাইফে কি ঘটেছিল তোমার লাইফে তার মিল আছে নেই সেই সম্পর্কে একটা লিস্ট কমপ্লিট করতে দেওয়া হয়েছে। এবং তার সঙ্গে সঙ্গে তোমাদের আরও একটা কাজ থাকবে, সেটা হচ্ছে কি ইউ হ্যাভ টু write a paragraph or this on the similarities and dissimilarities of you and of your life and the life of a street child. This is very interesting, and I think you can complete this task very easily. Thank you for the next class, and I will give you another lesson in the next class. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.